everyone, I'm Leanna of Mission Misfit Designs and welcome to this week's vlog. It is Thursday, July 17th. It is like 7:15 p.m. I just got home from work. Yeah, I just worked all day. I worked all day yesterday. Today is day 2 out of working 7 days in a row, so it's gonna be great for me, but it's fine. I'm complaining, but in reality, I'm not that mad about it. But on Tuesday, I uploaded my last video. I think it was Tuesday. My internet's bad, so I think it uploaded like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. But on Tuesday, I uploaded my last vlog, and during the day on Tuesday, I wasn't filming a lot because I was working on editing that vlog, but I was still doing stuff, so I wanted to show you guys what I made on Tuesday. So the first thing I made on Tuesday was this adorable jumbo Junimo. And normally for these, I have been using Premier Parfait chunky yarn, and I made this one using Bernat blanket, and this yarn is just thicker, and then I used a larger hook. I think on the other ones I used a 5, and this one I used a 7. I might have used a 5.5. I don't remember which hook I was using. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it was a 5.5, and on this one I used a 7 with Bernat blanket, and then the arms, legs, and the little stem are also Bernat blanket. It's got the cute little leaf and stem on top, and it's just so cute. If you've ever played Stardew Valley, you know who these little guys are. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way that this one turned out, and I love the jumbo size. I don't know, they're just so cute, and I feel like it'd be adorable to have a bunch of them stacked up. I know they don't, do that in the game, but I feel like it'd be so cute. The other thing that I made on Tuesday was actually for me. I recently taught myself how to knit, and so I've been wanting a place to keep my knitting materials and like my knitting projects, because normally my crochet projects just kind of sit on my desk or like in a tote bag or whatever, but all of my crochet hooks have like a nice case. I have a case for my knitting needles, it's the one they came in, but I just wanted a better bag to store my knitting in when I'm knitting. And yeah, because I mainly knit beanies, and I kind of like, I don't know, I've been wanting to go outside and knit, just go outside, I don't know. So I made this bag so I could do that. So I sewed this entire bag, and I will link the pattern that I used in the description. I don't remember the designer, but I know it was just called a Project Bucket Bag. But yeah, I'm gonna untie this and then show you all the details of it. I think I made it about 2.5 hours. I used this blue fabric, and you can kind of see it has this like purple like detailing on it. It's so cool. I got it at a Goodwill. Like a remainder of a roll that was donated, and it's like an upholstery fabric, so it's very sturdy. As you can tell, it's holding its shape very well. And it only has one layer of interfacing in the middle, and it is a sew-in. I didn't have any fusible, so I used sew-in. But yeah, so it has this cool detail on it. And then on the outside, it has a bunch of different pockets. I'm gonna undo this so you can see the pockets better. Like we have 2 bigger pockets. We have some smaller pockets, which are perfect for like crochet hooks, knitting needles, pens, pretty much like all of that kind of stuff. Here's a slightly larger one, an even bigger one, the big pocket here on the side, and then there's just a couple more small ones around the edge. And what I love about this bag is in this pocket, I have the little Ziploc bag that has the extra cords, this like little grippy disc thing, and then the like little caps and everything for my knitting needles, so I can change out the needles or put like the little caps on if I'm done with a project. And I can put it in here, because what kept happening is I kept forgetting that little bag in my knitting case, and I kept almost losing it, and it was not, I don't want to lose that. I need that. And then in one of the pockets on the other side, I have this little magnetic needle minder, and it has a magnet on the back. And you can magnet it. I've been magneting it to the outside of the bag if I'm using it. And then the magnet here also works, and you can stick your darning needle on it or a sewing needle. I also would use this when I'm hand sewing. I got this at Joann's when they were closing on their closing sales. But the needle sticks to it with a magnet, and that way it's harder to lose. I'm really bad for setting my needles down and not knowing where they went, so I'm keeping this in the bag so when I'm actively using it, I can just stick the needle to it, and this way, if this is in my knitting bag, I know where it's at, because I'm forgetful, to say the least. But yeah, on the outside of the bag, it has all those pockets. On this side, it has a little loop with this ring that I've put on it, and my ring is like opens like this, so I can stick stitch markers on here. The video, they used like a just like a key ring, the original pattern, but I decided to use this one because most of my stitch markers are just a loop, and then I can just stick it on here and not have to like undo the key ring. And I also put my little, I have this little wolf keychain from the Minecraft movie. It was like a mystery bag clip, and I think he's so cute, and I put him on here just because I thought it would be cute. And then on the inside, I have my current knitting project. It doesn't have any pockets or anything on the inside, but it is fully lined. I used this purple fabric that I had that was a leftover bed sheet that I had bought for another project. And then it has cording in it. This is just like a cotton cording that I had laying around, but this cinches up, and that's kind of what makes it close. And then I normally tie it in a bow on top. And I also have 2 little carabiner clips on the straps, just so I can like connect them or add longer straps to it in case I want to carry it like a crossbody, whatever. I have those on there. The project I'm currently working on knitting is I'm working on making a knit beanie, a double-stranded knit beanie, following Passionate Kelsey's double-strand knit beanie tutorial, which I will also link in the description with all the other patterns. But I am using this yellow, this was a Big Twist yarn. I think it was like a pound. I don't remember the exact yarn, but it's Big Twist value. It was just in like a skein of like a pound of yarn. So I have a ton of it. I have made 3 beanies with this so far. This is kind of what it's going to look like when it's done. As you can see, it's just a nice little knit beanie. I'll have one of my little tags on here. And obviously, I know it's summer, it's July, but it's like the end of July. So fall will be coming before we know it. It'll be September pretty soon. So like it'll be beanie season, you know, in a couple months. But I don't know. I had the itch to knit the other day, so I was just working on knitting a beanie. I can always hold on to these until it's actually cold out and then start selling them. But yeah, I'm working on making another beanie like this. As you can tell, I'm not super far. And this is all that's left of that skein. So I'm really hoping, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty positive this is enough for the rest of the beanie. But I'm gonna cross my fingers because I don't actually know. But that is everything that I've done the past couple of days. Yesterday, I got home from work and I didn't do a lot productive. I did get some stuff straight for school, but, and I knitted on this beanie a little bit because I think before yesterday it was just I had just cast it on. So I did most of this last night. Tonight, I'm gonna hopefully crochet another plushie. I am very tired and it is almost 7:30. I worked an 8-hour shift today and an 8-hour shift yesterday, and guess what? I work an 8-hour shift tomorrow, and I'm not used to that. So I know most people are probably like, you know, y'all are used to that, but I'm not, because I don't normally work that. I normally work like a 5-hour. So I'm getting used to it again, okay? It's been a minute since I worked like this. But yeah, you know, I'm gonna stop complaining now. I'm gonna probably crochet something. I'm gonna hop in the shower and get comfy, and yeah, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow when I get home from work and see whatever I have gotten done. I am going live on Palm Street on Saturday, which will probably be a part of this vlog, which I'm very excited for that live. And yeah, but I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, so you can see here me knitting on that beanie. I was so close to running out of yarn. I kept checking how long it was because I was not convinced that I was gonna have enough yarn. I just barely did. I did end up making this a beanie without a brim because I did technically lose yarn chicken, but I had enough yarn to actually finish the beanie, which I was happy about. As you can see here, I'm curling up more and more in a ball as I'm finishing it, and then here I am sewing it. And yeah, so now I'm starting on working on a mushroom. I made a mushroom and then I started making a leggy frog because I wanted to use up the rest of the yarn. And then after making the leggy frog, I finished the mushroom. guys, I'm back. I totally lied in that last clip where I was talking to you guys. It has been a week and a day, actually a week and 2 days. It is Saturday. It is July 26th, so it's been a minute. I got super busy with like work and everything, and I was crocheting and stuff. I just wasn't wanting to film, so I didn't. Sorry. But it's okay. This video is only coming out, I think, a week and like a couple days after the last one. So I'm doing better with scheduling. And I know it's not great, but I'm working on it, okay, guys? But anyhow, in the past week, I have been crocheting my little fingers off. So I wanted to show you guys everything I made in the last couple of days. So today, to start, I made these 4 little pocket frogs. And I had this yarn left over from a dinosaur that I'll show you guys in a second. But I have 4 of these little guys. See if I can hold all 4. And I love making these little frogs because, one, they are so cute. I think they're adorable. I have one that I use as a keychain on my work keys. Well, at least I did at one point. I don't really have him on there now, but he was on my work keys for a while. But they're so cute, and they're just like, they look like little bullfrogs. And they're also work up so quick, and like I had this leftover green yarn, and they were just a really good way to help use up that yarn. I also made some leggy frogs that I'll show you in a second, but between the 2 types of frogs, I feel like they're really good to help use up yarn. And yeah, and then I have a little bit of variety, but I have these 4 like light green pocket frogs is what the pattern is called. And then I have, I can find them. I have 4 more of that pattern, but in a different color. So these are a darker green. These are all made, I used Big Twist plush yarn that I got at Joann's when they were closing. So sadly, unfortunately, the actual Big Twist plush is no longer around, but I know Michael's has made like their versions and those are coming out. But I haven't tried those yet because I have so much Big Twist plush, which I'm obviously very okay with. But yeah, so I do have 4 of these as well. And for my convention in the middle of August, I did want to have 8 of these pocket frogs, and I do have all 8 complete. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I have, if I don't throw them at you, I did make 8 of these little frogs. I made, I think, 4 of these yesterday and then 4 of them today. So that is that for the pocket frogs. Then I made this pink chubby dinosaur. As you can kind of tell, she is a little bit of a different color, like not color palette, but the way I did the colors is a little different on her. I lost yarn chicken. Essentially, I made the body, almost ran out of yarn, but I didn't. I had enough yarn left to do like 2 rows at the base of the tail, and then the rest of the tail had to be this light pink. I did the spikes light pink as well, just because I thought it blended in very well, along with obviously the belly and the arms and legs. I don't know, I don't normally do them where the arms and legs, belly, and spikes and tail are the same. Normally it's just the belly and the spikes, but considering I ran out of yarn, because I lost yarn chicken, which normally I win, so it's okay, because I think she turned out really cute and just a little extra unique compared to the rest of my dinos, because I did only have 1 skein of this bright pink. The bright pink is Big Twist plush, and then the baby pink is also Big Twist plush, but I ran out of the skein I had. So the rest of, I think it's mostly just the spikes, are Bernat Blanket. They're the same exact color, like legitimately holding them up together. I thought they were the same yarn, and then I double checked the labels and realized they were different. The Big Twist, the Bernat Blanket is just a little thinner, but I just upsized my hook. But yeah, that is my chubby dino that I made, the pink one. And then I made a bunch of these. I have 1 little leggy frog in this like teal color. I made some Perry the Platypus plushies that were in, pretty sure I put them in last week's vlog. And I wanted to use the rest of that skein, so I made this little leggy frog out of it. And I also have a total of 4 leggy frogs in this bright green. that I had. I had this left over from, I don't even know what the project was I did with I used this for a commission, actually. Someone commissioned me to make Gummy from My Little Pony. It's like Pinkie Pie's pet. They commissioned me to make him, so I had some of the yarn left over, and I used it to make these 4 little bright green leggy frogs. And I would like to have a total of 10 of these, and I am halfway there since I have 5 so far. And I still have a little bit left of that dark green I used for the pocket frogs, and this like lighter green. I just finished making those, so I haven't recaked this, but I definitely think I can get a couple more leggy frogs out of these greens, and I have some more green yarn that is like leftover skeins that I'll be using to make more leggy frogs. But I do have all 5 of these cute little, can I hold all 5? Okay. I have all 5 of these cute little leggy frogs. I don't know, I think they're so stinking adorable. But yeah, I have 5 of these that I made. And then I also made another dinosaur, and this is one of the favorite ones, my favorites that I've ever made. I love the color palette of him. It is using that light green and the dark green that I used for the frogs, which is how come I had it left over. I used over a skein of the dark greens, of the light green. So the light green and the dark green were both Big Twist Plus plush. As you can tell, I went a little nuts when Joann's was closing. But I used almost an entire skein for just the body, and then the tail and the arms and the legs were all from the second skein. I used so much yarn on this, so these guys are definitely really, like, they use a lot of yarn, but they just come out so cute. And then I did have like the dark green for the spikes and the belly. And yeah, I do really love the way that he looks. Like, I just love the color palette, and I'm half tempted to keep him because I love the colors, but I probably won't. But he just came out so cute, and I'm very happy with the way this little guy came out. Then in the clips that you guys saw, you saw me knitting, and I did finish that beanie. Now, it does not have a brim. I was like running so low on yarn, but I did finish it. I probably could have done another couple rows, but I was just scared I wasn't gonna have enough yarn for the decreases. But it is still obviously functional as a beanie, and I think it would look good full, like, personally, I think it looks best with just a short little fold up, but off of a person, it looks a little funky folded up like that. Yeah, so I just keep it folded, like, I just have it down. But yeah, that is the beanie that I was knitting, and she's a little loose. Like, some of the stitches look a little funky on the camera. I think it's just because my tension was not the best I've ever done. But yeah, finished this beanie, and that also means that I finally finished off the skein of yarn. I think I got 5 beanies out of it, and also used it for a whole other project. So yeah, got a lot out of that skein. Then I also made 2 little mushrooms. These were using the same pattern. I just altered it a little for the second one. This one was made using the Big Twist plush in that like Perry the Platypus color, and then the body is also, I think it was Big Twist plus, I don't remember, but yeah, it was made using these 2 colors. And then so I didn't give him any like spots on the top. I just thought he was cute as is. And then this one is not a little mushy boy, it's just a mushroom. I used the same pattern though, and all I did, instead of doing the bobble stitches for the arms and legs, I just did single crochet rounds all around. So it has the little spots on the top, and it's just a little mushroom. I don't know, I hadn't made any mushrooms that weren't like little guys, so I thought it would be fun to kind of mix it up and make some without, you know, a face. Yeah, but I did use an off-white for the bases. I normally use white, but I have a lot of off-white, and I also need more white for like other projects, so I just decided to use the off-white, and I thought it looked extra cute and a little more whimsy and everything. So those are those 2. And then you guys also saw me working on this little shiny blue Junimo with the embroidered eyes. I definitely think I put the eyes too far apart, but I still think it's super cute, and it's got the little leaf on top. As you can tell, I'm kind of obsessed with making these right now. They're just perfect because they do work up pretty fast. I think this guy I think he took me about 45 minutes or so, so it definitely worked up really quickly. And they turn out so cute, and I just know that people are going to, I love them, and I know people are going to adore them when I go to my convention in the middle of the month. But yeah, I made that shiny Junimo, and then last but certainly not least, I decided to make Sonic. This is not from the exact same pattern that I used to make Shadow, but it is by the same maker, and I will have all of these patterns linked below because none of these are my own. But yeah, so I made Sonic, and he's so cute, and he was so much faster to make than Shadow. I think the Shadow took me about 6 hours, and Sonic took me about 3.5. I know part of that is just because I was a little more familiar with the pattern. While it is different, they do have a lot of similarities. Like, Sonic also doesn't have color changes. Shadow had color changes on his spikes on his head, so every spike I had to do a bunch of color changes, and that does take a while. But yeah, this is Sonic, and I absolutely adore him. He is so cute. But yeah, that is everything I made in the past week, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here because I want to get it uploaded and everything, because as we know, I'm not great about like time management and actually getting videos out when I say I'm gonna, but I'm working on it. I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get a schedule. We're gonna get a set schedule, and it's gonna happen. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you made it this far in the video, please comment down below and tell me what plushie that I made this week was your favorite. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel to see more videos of me chatting and making plushies and just following me along while I make plushies, and just kind of, you know, live my life as a fashion student that also works a part-time job that also runs a small business. It can be a lot, but it's 1,000% worth it. And yeah, but if you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.